I have taken it upon myself to play the most popular game of the year from every single year since I was born. Sometime recently I realized that I haven't really played a lot of video games. Like, don't get me wrong, I spend a lot of time playing video games, but they're pretty much all the same thing. Like, I love Call of Duty, the Pokemon games, Fortnite, Hades, and a bunch of others, but I know there's a lot more out there that I would enjoy. Plus, there are classics that I've never considered playing until now. If you've ever looked into the Game of the Year award, you'll know a lot of publications and entities put their 2 cents in. I'd say that some of the most popular are probably IGN, Game Awards, GameSpot, and BAFTA, but there are a lot more than I will ever mention in this video. I know there's a lot because I spent a lot of time cataloging this data, and I've come to one conclusion. These people can never agree about anything, specifically which game should take the Game of the Year title for every year. A lot of winners means that I had to make a decision. Should I play every single winner from every single year? That seemed a little excessive, at least for me right now. Like, I work full time, I have, other stuff that I do outside of work, so I tried to approach a different angle. Like I just said, I've combed through all of this data and it's organized in a spreadsheet. This allowed me to go through every single year since 2001, which is the year that I was born, and pick out which winners were the most abundant. There were a few years where the winners were just clear, very clear. In 2017, 24 out of the 30 entities or publications that awarded a Game of the Year gave it to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And in 2022, 23 out of the 27 publications entities gave it to Elden Ring. In that same year, 2022, a publication gave Game of the Year to Wordle, which was really interesting to me. You'd be interested to see what kind of games were named Game of the Year by different publications. It kind of gets really, really out there. All that to say, it was really easy to nail down a few of these, all-time Game of the Years. And in a good amount of the years, there was like a plurality of winners, like 10 out of the 30 publications or something like that would give it to a game and made it really clear, but it wasn't like overwhelming. So there's that. Other years, it really wasn't that easy. In 2019, there was no clear winner, and in 2016, the title went to Overwatch. This led me to another question that I needed to ponder. Should I just get to choose? Do I get to have that power? I couldn't decide. So instead, for the 4 instances that I deviated from just giving it to the most awarded game, I had to prioritize one of a few things. First of all, I needed to be sure that the games that I was playing had definite endings. As I've been researching for this video and this series, I've come across creators that would rank these Game of the Year winners, but they hadn't played the games or they hadn't played them all the way through. Absolutely no hope to creators who have done these kinds of series and didn't play the games all the way through, but that's just not what I wanted for my series. I feel like the natural resolution to the series will be ranking the ones that I played against each other, and I'm not going to rank games that I didn't beat. Anyway, tangent over. In 2016, I knocked Overwatch off its perch and gave it to Hitman instead. You might be saying, ajoll, Hitman, was that the second most awarded game? And to that, I would respond, no, it was Uncharted 4. This brought me to my second point. I took out any games from series that I knew that I'd want to play later and in greater depth. Uncharted 2 and 4 both took home majority Game of the Year wins, but I opted for Batman Arkham Asylum and Hitman respectively. Lastly, I wanted to make sure that I was diversifying the game pool when I could and when it was fair. In 2019, no game took home like a clear majority of Game of the Year winners, so I opted for Disco Elysium because I've heard the game was good and that it was very different than some other games that I might have played personally. In 2023, I opted for Tears of the Kingdom since I was already playing Breath of the Wild and I wanted to give Baldur's Gate 3 a try on my own. Unless that's something y'all want to see, then I'll play it live too. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Just for this series, I opted off of Baldur's Gate 3. All of that said, all of that little groundwork laid out, I thought this was the most fair way to create a list of every Game of the Year with the most wins without ignoring any of the publications or entities that chime in on this really contentious topic. As for the how of this entire operation, I'll be playing every one of these games in chronological order on Twitch for everyone's enjoyment. We'll start each game with a kickoff stream where we'll watch game trailers and we'll kind of just get into the vibe of this game before we ever play it to kind of understand the hype around this game when it was getting released. Every VOD from this series will be uploaded to a brand new VOD channel because I didn't want all of these living on the main ajoll channel. Why? It's mainly because I have plans for what I'm going to do on this channel. I'm going to be making recap videos, basically giving my honest opinion, whether or not I thought the game was even good, does it hold up to like now, and power ranking all of these games against each other to see which game I really enjoyed the most. I got the list of games that I'm going to be playing linked down below. It's a Google Sheet along with my Twitch channel and my VOD channel. This is going to be a huge commitment, but I know it's going to be a lot of fun because if even one of you stick around for it. It'll be a great time. It'll be a great time. We're starting with 2001's GTA 3, but I don't know what game I'll be on when you see this video. Just hit the subscribe button and join me for this adventure. Like I said, I know it's going to be a fun one.